What do you think is the percentage of politicians that have had plastic surgery?
Well, with AWJ-TV now, I mean, I would. If my face was being enlarged to that size in people's family rooms, I think I would do a little tucking and
You think Boehner's had
whatnot.
plastic surgery?
Or is it just the tanning beds
that he sits in all the time?
I wouldn't doubt that they have tanning beds and weekly Botox, and I mean, I just feel like
Botox parties.
it's so right. It's so available now, and you know, it's your image. You're a politician. That's your image. I don't know. I think they have all had some kind of work done.
Really? You're just opening a whole new world.
I was
for
going to
me.
say, where to begin?
You know, well, one thing that Sylvia, our producer, brought up is, you know, that children are having plastic surgery now. And, you know, there's a reality show where brides compete.
Bridalplasty.
Oh, gross.
to be, and I'm like, ladies.
Did you see The Swan? Anybody? This was the
No.
precursor to
I
bridalplasty.
saw that show when they were essentially saying, you're a butt ugly chick with bad
Basically.
teeth.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna help you.
Here's what you need,
and
right?
They required them to leave their homes, and they pretty much put them on very low calorie diets,
Really high energy, did extreme
workouts.
I mean, breast augmentation, completely different face, and they only did one season of it because women were having really emotional breakdowns, you know, because it's like they hadn't dealt with their really low self-esteem, and then you're going back as a completely
Right.
different person
Right.
to your partner and to your family, and there were a lot of marriages that broke up, and I mean, I just can't imagine.
It
You know,
wasn't
for the
a
first time,
tiny maintenance thing like, wow, you look like you've had a vacation. It was like, you
A
used to be
complete
an
overhaul.
ugly heifer, and now look at you, you're a swan. You're essentially saying you are ugly.
Right.
And a lot of these
let us
women
help
had been
you.
dealing with identity issues, which everybody does, I think. But then, you know, you're presented with a whole new persona, and then you have to deal with that one too, which I think just, you know, compounded the issue. And I don't know. With bridalplasty, you decide to marry somebody, obviously because you like how they look and you like their personality. And when your facade changes, your personality changes because how people are reacting to you changes, how you react to them changes. And so starting a marriage off on that foot, I just don't know. You've worked so hard to get to that point. Like, why throw a whole... I mean, I can understand, honey, I've been wanting to get my nose done, or I've wanted to get my breasts done because it's been really bothering me. Yeah, a small change like that, but to completely change how you look,
Well, these are all young girls too, and I think that could even have health implications. Like some of the breast implants things, some in the medical community, depending on how you do the implant, they're concerned about this can affect your mammogram or your ability to breastfeed if you should choose to do that. Or also, there's not a big body of research. You're doing it so young, you're going to go on for decades with these. And some of these devices that they've used have later proved to have health implications, you know, health problems.
They break.
And I think about that. Here's like a 12-year-old girl thinking that she needs to have surgery, and it's really depressing to me. You know, whatever happened to saying you're wonderful just the way you
Okay,
are?
so what is it that we're doing in society that's telling 12-year-olds or 15-year-olds or even 20-year-olds or 30 that they need to have surgery? That there's something wrong with our bodies. Go younger.
Like 8-year-olds.
Okay, yeah, an 8-year-old child who dreams of plastic surgery.
It is not within my experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not heard of that. But
you know how it works with kids. I mean, the research on, you know, like on toys and dress and lifestyle is that children want to watch shows and consume products that they think are for older children. Like Miley Cyrus, her target base is younger than her. So, yeah, the 8-year-old is looking at someone in their early tweens, and they want to look like the young teenager. They want to have this perfect body.
it's just so, like, your body changes so much over a period of time, and you obviously go through your stages of getting used to it, but so what, an 8-year-old, what, are they going to be getting breast implants now or
See,
something?
Miley Cyrus had her teeth fixed.
Did she? I was going to
Yes.
ask. I was wondering if she
totally
actually did. Okay.
But I don't, she doesn't really wear risque stuff. I don't think anybody ever notices her breasts.
Right, but if
I
someone's
think that's
thinking,
kind
I want to look like her and I don't like my nose.
Well,
you know.
think about when we were growing up. Mom, I don't like my nose. Deal with it. You know, God gave it to you, and now it's if you still don't like it at 18, you know, maybe, and kids are getting it as graduation presents. They're getting, you know, breast implants for their high school graduation. Whereas I feel like when we were growing up, that was never an option. It wasn't, oh, we can change this about your body. It's just own it, accept it. There's nothing you can do about
Right,
it.
but now it's becoming a rite of passage.
Okay, but meanwhile, Mom is feeding them chips and fried food and all sorts of things that are bad for them, not feeding them necessarily a healthy diet, so that they feel good about their bodies and good about themselves.
Or feeding them positive encouragement so that they have a healthy self-image.
Right, or that's right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's I don't, boy, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I don't practice this.
I think about the curse of Dirty Dancing. You know that actress on Dirty Dancing?
Jennifer Grey?
Jennifer Grey.
Yeah, and then she's written about this. She got rid of her nose, and then she's out in California, and she's seeing people she knows, and everyone's like,
She's
they
unrecognizable
don't
now.
recognize
completely
her. She took
unrecognizable.
this
It wasn't just her
wonderful
nose,
face.
though.
She,
It started with her nose.
but she completely altered her face, and then she couldn't really cash in on the wonderful buzz that she had after that movie came out. She was the star of Dirty Dancing with, you know, Swayze. And it's like, but you lost your nose. You weren't confident enough to hang on to it. And she said, well, they did more than I thought they would, and, you know,
Well, it's all a self-esteem. That's what it comes down to. If you own your body and you're saying, okay, I have a big nose, but it's my character. You know, it's my one feature that's completely me. You know, and if you have a parent saying, change it, but you're able to overcome that, I think that's the only win-win. But if you have your parent telling you, acknowledging, yes, you have a big nose, we'll do something about it, or, you know, I'm sorry that you have such a big nose, I think that's, you know, just...
But Barbara Streisand has a big nose. If she got a nose job, she probably wouldn't be able to sing as well.
that's the
I mean, that's, you know,
True.
that is her resonance.
Yeah.
I mean, I think parents owe it to their children to point out all the different types of people. I mean, I think that's part of the problem, is that when we look at magazines, when we look at TV, what we see are tall, skinny people. And we see a lot of risque stuff. But we don't see people who are short, who are fat, who are average. I mean,
People
you know,
with clothes
I've
on.
seen people who looked really great, who I thought looked really great, and then they're TV stars or they're movie stars or whatever, and then they decide to lose a lot of weight for television, for the camera, and they look horrible.